We're live now, dude. What's up, everyone? Super excited. We're live with Andrew, and we're going to talk about how to take your skills and knowledge and turn that into a 6 and 7 figure online business. So, if you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. Feel free to like move through the conversation if it's long. I don't know how long. How long do you have, Andrew? Here, like,
I have 12 hours. We can fill them up.
oh
Do
gosh,
it.
this is a
Going all
marathon,
nighter.
Cyber Monday marathon, guys. Get ready. Yeah, I made a mistake. Andrew pointed out to me. I said 400,000 in 12 months, but he's like, dude, you're lying. It's 400,000 in 10 months, and on track to hit 500,000 in a year. So that's correct, right?
Yep, yep. But
Yeah.
all good, all good. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, I'm so sorry for that. So, like, dude, quick backstory. So, for the past month, if you guys don't know, maybe if you're on my Instagram, you see I've been hanging out with Andrew in Miami with like Jeff Miller and a few other cool guys and I just like been around them and like kind of like absorbing their knowledge. And even before this call, he was like, dude, like I've been telling you this to do this, blah blah blah, like for a while. Like when someone throws that much knowledge at your way, sometimes it just goes out one ear. So I'm hoping you guys like get ready to take notes because he's going to be dropping a lot of knowledge. I know I'm going to be taking notes as well. And just to give people like a quick backstory, probably like a few months ago, I was like messing around, just trying to do like different services for my agency and like getting into messenger bots. And my buddy, through word of mouth, told me about you. And then I bought your course, and I was actually like blown away by how the personal touch you put on it. Like when I commented, you personally DM'd me, and like when I had questions or objections, you personally responded. And I was like, I've bought in lots of courses, dude, like probably over tens of thousands of dollars worth of courses. And like, I've never had like personal interaction with the course creator. So like that alone, I was like, this guy's cool. I'm going to follow him, like whatever he does. And I mean, like you practice what you preach. You're growing your personal brand, not just trying to transact with people. So can you let people know who don't know who you are, like why you're awesome and like kind of what you're doing right now?
Yeah, well, thanks for the intro, dude. I'm Andrew Kroeze. I started out with running an agency, and then I started growing a Facebook group around teaching people how to grow an agency. Simple agency using Facebook ads into sales funnels, into email marketing, where we would do one campaign once a month. Really simple. But then I started teaching people how to grow Facebook groups, grow audiences online, and ultimately how to sell out of those Facebook groups. So selling courses and coaching programs, that's what I really specialize in. And just over the past year, it's really shot off. So September of 2017, I was making about $3,000 a month from an IT sales job that I absolutely hated. And then I started growing my agency, and then I started growing my Facebook group, and then I created a course because people were asking for it. And then over the past year, just been selling courses and coaching programs, helping people grow their agency, grow their audiences, and ultimately create courses and coaching programs based off that. It's crazy the power of having an audience, and how fast you grow when you create that community. You grow alongside them. And over the past year, it's just been crazy how much I've grown personally and professionally, just by having an audience. It's changed every aspect of my life, and it's been absolutely crazy.
That's awesome, dude. So my podcast is going to be called The Age of Influencers, and it's specifically meant to help people become the best at what they do and then build an audience around that and then leverage that audience. What was like the first step you took? Like, what was that aha moment that like helped you start making money online or start transitioning, to whatever your life was? And you can kind of share your story as well to get momentum and traction.
Yeah, just like everybody else, I had a lot of failures when I was starting out with the online game because, like I said, I was coming from IT sales. And I ran a drop shipping site just like everybody and their mom has done. And I think the first sale from that drop shipping site really ignited my passion in making money online, because you see that Shopify notification come through for like $20, and you're like, holy shit, that's $20 in my bank account that I didn't have 2 minutes ago. That's crazy. So I think that really ignited it. My passion to do everything online. And that store failed. I didn't know how to run paid traffic for it or anything. So I sold it off for like $500. And then, like I said, running the agency really is what took off or really started my entrepreneur career with actually making legitimate money. And from there, it was just growing an audience that kept my attention online. And I've moved everything from agency. I ran agency for a year. And then I passed off my clients to some of my friends and still getting a little affiliate from that. But what kept my attention online was growing an audience through my Facebook group. And I think growing an audience through a Facebook group is the easiest and most fulfilling way to grow an audience, because you're actually interacting with your audience as a whole, not just in the comments of Instagram or YouTube or what have you. So just growing my audience through a Facebook group, which I think everybody should freaking do. And at the same time, Facebook is free, feeding you free leads. So if you have a business and you're already creating content for it through a blog, through a podcast, through YouTube, you can just take those videos and that copy that you're writing and put it in your Facebook group to create that content. That's ultimately going to attract more people into your Facebook group.
So just, I want to get more into Facebook, and Lynn has a question we'll answer in a bit. But just so we cover all the bases, let's say there's someone's listening who, they're not even an expert at something. Like they're not even producing content because they don't even know what to talk about. Like, so what is that first step you would tell someone to take? If they have no skills online, they want to start transitioning to making money online. What's the first step you would tell someone to take?
I would say, it goes against what everybody else would say. I would say try everything. Everybody says,
yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Don't have shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome is just a phase. Like everybody fucking goes through it. Ultimately, you want to nail down your focus on one thing, but you don't know what that one thing is. And I remember when I first quit my job and was an entrepreneur full time, focusing on my businesses. I remember just being like, holy shit, I learned so much today. I figured more out in Business Manager and ClickFunnels and how to work a Facebook group and all that. And you need to go through those phases of just failing in drop shipping and Amazon FBA and creating a YouTube channel to ultimately land on something that sticks. I think at the very beginning, you just throw enough shit at the wall and keep pushing and keep persevering, and being, and just, what's the word for it?
Persistent.
Being persistent, yeah. And just going at it each and every day, something is bound to stick. And when you just focus on that one thing that is actually producing results, then that's when you can focus on that and it will lift off. But to a person that's just starting out, don't feel bad about trying everything, but ultimately know that you're going to have to focus on one thing to actually see it grow.
Yeah. And I mean, I've from firsthand, you learn from experience, there's probably tons of things that work, but it's does it work for you? And do you like doing it?
Exactly.
So Lynn asked, how do you begin getting people to join your group? And did you do paid ads? Which I'm positive you didn't.
No. Yeah. I've done everything organically. For paid ads, I think it's against Facebook's terms of service to direct somebody directly to your Facebook group. So you'd have to do it on the back end. So if you give them a free lead magnet, at the end of the lead magnet, say, hey, join my Facebook group or you'll learn X, Y, and Z. But if you're just starting out your Facebook group, make sure that it has a really good a really good group name with a bunch of keywords. So mine right now is digital marketing for entrepreneurs. So very simple, but with 2 keywords that I want to be known for. I want to be in entrepreneurship. Perfect. So whatever you're doing, Lynn, drop down in the comments a name you might come up with, and I might be able to give you some suggestions there. But make sure it's filled with keywords, and you don't put anything in the name that only means something to you. So, for example, I was thinking about creating a Facebook group initially called the Invictus Entrepreneur, which means unconquerable in Latin, and it's one of my favorite poems. But nobody fucking knows what Invictus means. So nobody's going to want to see your group in the suggested group sidebar and be like, oh, that makes sense to me. That resonates with me. I want to join that. So second thing is your banner. So you want to have a pretty compelling banner that either looks super professional or that captures attention, that produces a pattern interrupt. So for example, Daxie's banner looks perfect. It looks really professional. You can look at my banner, looks good. But for a pattern interrupt banner, you can look at one of my students' banners. Jeff Miller, he runs Facebook ads, agency scaling secrets. And he has a cartoon butt in his banner. And I didn't think it would work. I didn't think people would like it or anything like that. His group shot the frick up right when he posted that banner with the butt on it, because people are going to find your group in the suggested group sidebar when they're in other Facebook groups. So if you have a banner that produces a pattern interrupt, like a cartoon butt, like people are going to stop, look at it, laugh a little bit, and be like, I want to see what's in this group. Like, it's weird, but I want to see what's inside of it. So main things: name, good banner, and then grassroots, like from there. So reaching out in Messenger and saying, hey, I just opened up this group. I'm going to teach X, Y, and Z, just pure value. I'd love for you to join. So reach out in Messenger, get your first 100 people in there that way. And then it starts growing a little bit more organically, a little bit more every day. And ultimately you want to keep pushing until you hit that 1,000 member marker. And then it will grow so much faster organically from the suggested group sidebar. So it's pure hustle. It's setting up your profile in the right way. So when people creep on you, they see links to your Facebook group and they want to check it out. You can check out my profile. If you want, I have a link in my Facebook or in my profile banner and on the side. So there are multiple links to get people to my Facebook group. But like I said, Facebook will feed you free members, free leads. And from there, you can capture their email address and get them onto your email list, all for freaking free. I've done everything organically. I haven't spent a single dollar on ads. It's pretty crazy. It's all profit.
I know. It's like, I think you're the only one. Like, you haven't spent any paid ads yet, have you? Or
I know. I'm changing that up in 2019 because I want to scale.
Yeah, even retargeting, dude, like that's the best one. That's the easiest.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't even done that because I'm a big idiot, but but it's been working. So
yeah. So to kind of paint the picture, because this is my podcast, it's going to be on my podcast as well, which is like not just for podcasters, but like for all influencers. How would you paint the end game for someone who doesn't have a Facebook group as to like what can they expect once they have that audience? Like, what should they be doing? Should they be like creating a course or offer, or like how do they monetize or just like leverage that Facebook group if they do start growing it and they do start building it? Like, what's the best things they could be doing to help their brand?
Absolutely. You can monetize it in so many different ways. You can monetize it with low ticket offers. You can monetize it with courses or high ticket coaching programs. It does not matter. What I have set up right now is that when somebody joins my group, they'll see a link to my website where I'm giving away free cheat sheet. And then from the cheat sheet, there's a $17 upsell. That's another, no, now it's a messenger bot template, $17 messenger bot template that helps them sell messenger bots. And then after that, I have more messenger bot templates after that for $47 each. And from there, you're monetizing right off the bat, low ticket items, freaking awesome. But from there, I suggest that everybody has a course. People talk shit about courses, but hell, I started with a course and it helped me make my first $10,000, and forever grateful that I bought into that course and got into that community with Dan Henry, Facebook Ads for Entrepreneurs. So I love online education. I love courses. I spent over $100,000 for college where I haven't seen a single dollar in return from it. But I bought $1,000 course and I made more than $10,000 a month through my agency. It's crazy. So I love courses. I suggest that people build out a course, but they don't build out a course first. So start with a beta program where you're taking on 10 to 30 people Make sure that you're charging for it. Don't do it for free, because people who pay attention, especially if you're offering weekly group coaching calls. Super essential. So 10 to 30 people, weekly group coaching calls for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 90 days, however long it takes for them to get a desired result. So for my beta group, for my Facebook group program, it was 6 weeks, because in 6 weeks I can get somebody from 0 people in their Facebook group to 1,000. So that was the promise of that program. So weekly group coaching calls, and along the way, build out those videos that are ultimately going to become your course. So then at the end of the 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 90 days, you have a course asset that you can resell, and you have testimonials from your beta students that have produced results. And that doesn't waste your time with creating a course before you launch it and then it flops. So just build it alongside of 10 to 30 beta students. And you're getting feedback from them throughout the 6 weeks, 8 weeks, what have you. And you're just making your course better from there. So at the end, you have that asset. You also have a coaching program, because you've gone through 6 to 8 weeks of coaching, and you've produced results, or your students have produced results. So you have testimonials for your course and for your coaching program.
Yeah, dude, that's gold. I hear myself echoing. But I mean, like, I paid a lot of money to learn that same exact process that you just shared. Like, talk about over deliver. Can you give us, so let's get real for a second. Can you give us a prognosis, or like state of the union? Like, what do you think Facebook groups is going to like turn into the next 1, 3, 5 years? You know, how's it going to evolve for people?
Yeah, Facebook loves Facebook groups. I think it's like the only thing that people aren't mad at Facebook about. People love Facebook groups. So Facebook is going to keep feeding into that, and keep promoting Facebook groups. And they're only going to get bigger and bigger. Ultimately, I think use your Facebook group as a vehicle. Like, it's not a 10-year plan. It's not something that you're going to want to do for the rest of your life. Just run a Facebook group. So I see a lot of people grow a Facebook group to thousands and thousands of members, and they don't make any money out of it. And then they give up on their Facebook group because it's not worth their time. And people like feel bad about monetizing their Facebook group and all that. No, you need to do it so you keep going with your Facebook group, because you'll just give up if you're not making any money from it. So ultimately, your question was, where do you see it going over the next 1 to 5 years? I mean, obviously, it's going to still be around. They're still freaking awesome. The engagement is great if you are active in your Facebook group. But ultimately, my suggestion is use it as a vehicle to get sales, to grow your business, to provide helpful information, and don't use it as like, oh, this is forever. Use it as a stepping stone to get to where you want to go ultimately.
Yeah, and our friend Luis Alvarado asked, I don't know what he means. How big? Can you give us an analogy? I don't know what he's talking about, dude.
Is it sexual? Oh god.
Luis, come on, dude. Let's keep this on track, bro. So Lynn asked a question here. She's answering from what you said.
Oh, cool.
Said that a while ago.
Group name?
The group name is Video Vibes, and it's focused on video marketing, especially 15, so like micro content videos to lead people to know, like, and trust. I'm struggling with keywords, to be honest.
So Video Vibes.
Is it micro content? Like, would that something like micro content video be categorized what she's saying, 15-second to minute? Can you see the question? Do I have to pull it up?
Oh, there we go. The group is Video Vibes, and it's focused on video marketing, especially. Okay, that's really cool, and I'd love to know about that. We need to dig a little bit deeper in terms of like, who is your ideal client out of that Facebook group? Are you going to create a product? Because that's going to help you come up with your Facebook group name, but you want to be very specific. So I would say video marketing. So you could say Video Vibes and then put a colon and say video marketing for videos 15 seconds to 1 minute. Like that works perfectly fine because then you have your core name, Video Vibes, and then you have the description. Because we need to think about this. The majority of people are going to find your Facebook group in the suggested group sidebar. So we want them to know exactly what they're getting into when they're clicking on your group or when they see your group. If they just see Video Vibes, they're going to be like, that doesn't resonate with me. But if somebody is interested in making 15-second to 1 minute clips, which are all the rage nowadays with the bars and all that stuff, then if that is in your name, they'll be like, holy crap, I was just thinking about doing that. I should join that Facebook group. So the more specific you can be in your Facebook group name, the better. Now, you will see other Facebook groups that are like wet socks or something super vague, something super freaking stupid. And that's the first thing that came to mind in my stupid brain. But the reason why the Facebook group is so big is because they're running paid. They probably had a list, like an email list, or they have YouTube subscribers, and they just push those people to their Facebook group. They're not getting that much organic traffic to their Facebook group. But if you don't have a list right now, you want to make your Facebook group name ultra specific.
Okay, cool. So like right now we've been talking about like the tangibles, the tactics people can do, but I kind of want to get into like the intangibles. I remember you shared with me that you like doing 90-day sprints for your goals.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of share that tactic, bro?
Yeah. So the reason why I started doing this was because I set a 90-day goal before I became an entrepreneur when I was totally depressed, hated my freaking life. And I set a 90-day goal to lose 20 pounds and become sober. So I ran over to the pizza shop across the street because they had free calendars. I grabbed the free calendar and I marked off 90 days. And I ended up hitting my goal of losing 20 pounds in 60 days. I was like, holy crap, if I just set my mind to something and I'm perseverant and I don't get distracted or anything, then I can change my whole entire life in 90 days. So that's where it all started. So I set 90 days to lose 20 pounds. I did it. Then I set 90 days to get to Dan Henry's 10K club with my agency. I did it. I set 90 days to get 1,000 people in my Facebook group and just focus on my Facebook group. I did it and then ended up to getting up to 50K per month within those 90 days. And then I focused on actually 90 days of not drinking caffeine because I was overdoing it. I knew it was affecting my performance. I was scatterbrained. I was anxious, all that stuff. So I set 90 days of just kind of chilling and taking caffeine out of my life. And that has totally changed how I operate from day to day. And I'm not dependent on any substance anymore since I've taken caffeine out of my life. So just everything in your mind and your body can just reset in 90 days. And that's why I focus on 3 months of just one goal and doing everything to hit that goal.
Yeah, dude, you inspired me to start my like next 90-day sprint. And it's funny because I was calculating this morning and it's like it ends right when Funnel Hacking Live like comes around. So it's like, dang, I'm gonna like have some goals set for that. What are you drinking then? Is that water in your teacup?
Oh no, this is
non-caffeinated tea.
Turmeric ginger, yeah.
Nice. So what is I know you're like working on new projects, dude, and we can talk a little bit more about that if you want. You share with me, I don't know how far into like the process you are, if you want to talk about it, like the mind, body, spirit thing.
So that I have just put on the back burner. But right now I am focused on creating a webinar for my Facebook groups course. And also,
is that a new course or?
Yeah. So I took on 20 people in beta. We got some awesome freaking results. Steph Zenz launched a course, $14,000 in just a couple days from her Facebook group that I think is around 1,200 people right now. And that was just from the 6-week program. So that is going to be coursified and will launch in January. And then I'm focusing on doubling down on my Authority Accelerator program because that has just produced massive freaking results. I've just taken on 5 new people into the program that I'm super excited for. Some super big names.
Cool. It's not going to be 100K to sign up, right?
No.
Yeah.
But it is expensive. But totally for you. So.
Yeah, you're the best at what you do. What would you say, like, so I know a part 2 of growing your Facebook groups is also engaging in other Facebook groups and getting interviewed in other Facebook groups. How do you go about that? Like, what are like your like a checklist of things to do and like how to do it right? Because a lot of people like they come off really bad. Or like, how do you approach other Facebook group owners? Do you do that after you develop a relationship with them? Like, how does that process look like?
Yeah. So it's a lot easier if you have a Facebook group already. But if you don't let that hold you back. Just reach out to those admins.
Do you do something like a swap sometimes? Is that
exactly. So if you have a Facebook group already, you can say, hey, I have 1,000 people in my Facebook group. I would love to get you on for an interview. They would love to learn more about podcasting, Daxy. That would be freaking awesome. They've been asking about podcasting. Just reach out to them in Messenger like that. And especially if you have an audience, it makes it so much easier because everybody's trying to grow their audience. Kind of what we're doing right now. I'm trying to grow my audience on this interview and provide helpful freaking information. So you can do that. If you do not have an audience right now, you just reach out, say, start a conversation, usually give them a compliment on something like loving the Facebook group, love the knowledge that you drop. Get them to respond first before you say something along the lines of like, hey man, like these are, if you produced an awesome freaking result and you think it would be super valuable to their Facebook group, then tell them that and say, I would love to hop on an interview in your Facebook group and provide some super helpful information. So Blake Newbar reached out to me about a month ago and said, hey, I've done X, Y, and Z. I would love to hop on an interview. I checked out his profile. He was a 2 comma clubber. And I'm like, holy crap, this guy's legit. Let's get him on for an interview. So just reaching out and saying, hey, this is what I've done. I think I could provide a lot of helpful content to your audience. Are you interested? And just reach out more and more. Like if the next rejection just gets you closer to somebody accepting you and getting on an interview. So for posting in other Facebook groups, you're right, Daxy. Like a lot of people screw this up. Like
I don't even do it because I feel like shady when I do it. I'm probably because I don't know the right way to do it.
Spammy AF. People are like straight up just join my group, and it's like, no, get out here. You'll get blocked. And then there are people that try to drop like quick wins and like that sort of stuff, like information content. But it's still like, why are you posting in my group every single day with the same posts that you're posting in other Facebook groups? That's annoying. You'll get booted for that. So what I like to do, and you can actually go into the ClickFunnels group right now and search my name, and you'll see some awesome freaking posts, some that got over 300 likes. There's one that got 650 engagements. And that ultimately got, because I have my profile funnel set up, it got 200 people into my group in one day for making one post in the ClickFunnels group. And how it was set up is you focus on your first 2 lines and you ask yourself, hey, if I'm scrolling past this post, would I want to keep reading after reading these first 2 lines? Like if I take my pride out of it, if I take me out of it, if I read these first 2 lines, do I want to keep reading? If the answer is no, redo your first 2 lines. And that's because people won't see the rest of the post. They'll see just continue reading in the newsfeed. So those first 2 lines need to be super powerful and drag your target audience in. Then in the body of the post, you just want to say something along the lines of like, this is where I started, this is where I am now, and thank you to this very supportive group. So in the ClickFunnels group, I'm like, I run everything on ClickFunnels. I have my website on ClickFunnels. I have my courses on ClickFunnels. I run my my clients' funnels through ClickFunnels, and I'm just so grateful for this software. And then at the very end, I say, thank you, Russell Brunson. Thank you, hackers, funnel hackers, and thank you to this community. And that's it. I think it was like 15 to 17 lines. And that is freaking it. And you want to inflate the owners, the admins' pride. so they don't kick you out of that Facebook group. So they want to leave that post because you are thanking them for your success. And then it comes off way less freaking douchey than dropping in a post that says, join my Facebook group, you get this free lead magnet, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a story post after story post. Tell your story over and over and over, and you will attract your ideal clients.
Cool. I hear your Facebook pinging going off. I don't know if you have it open.
My bad.
You're good. So it's funny because that's so true. Like, and I've only done this. I've had this work once, and I also did a post in the ClickFunnels group. And it was like, I feel like it works when you kind of highlight the group and like and say why the group is so awesome in your post. Like in the ClickFunnels post, I had a post of the picture that's on my wall, which is like a fake 2 Comma Club award. I don't know if you can see it. And I posted it. I'm like, who else does this? And then incidentally, everyone asked me for the PNG of that, and I got a ton of people on my chat bot for that. Probably like 50 people. Wasn't my intention. But how do you? So when you're researching groups, are you just literally searching the bar for keywords?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. So if I'm just trying to find my target audience, if I am a Facebook ads agency, I'll type in Facebook ads into the search. If I am looking to start a Facebook group around teaching guitar, I will type in something along the lines of music or guitar into the search and then go to groups. And then I'll pick out the groups that have the most members. And I'll just try to join every single one. And then from there, I want to see the groups that are the most engaged. And then I will start engaging in those groups that are the most engaged, asking questions such as, like for guitar, hey guys, what's your favorite song to play? Something like that, because people love talking about themselves. You ask that question, you'll get a bunch of comments. And then from there, you can start a conversation. You get people to comment down below or engage with their post, add them as a friend. And reach out to them and just continue the conversation from there. And if you have something very valuable to sell, you shouldn't hold back from hopping on a call, talking to them. If you can bridge their gap between the problem and where they ultimately want to be through the process that you are teaching, then it's your duty to reach out to those people and say, hey, I would love to hop on a call. A free consultation call, or like I would just love to run through some things with you. Get them on a call and just take it from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the key there is like being a ninja, where it's kind of like, you don't want X to be Y, you want X to be Y, Z, like, like multiple steps, so they don't feel like you're being pushy, or like, I guess just making posts for engagement that helps the group out. And whatever that is, it doesn't have to be, could be something funny or whatever. Exactly. So, I mean, I think a key part there too is like having your profile funnel in place. So let's say people get into your Facebook group, right? You attract people that get into your Facebook group. What is usually like an email sequence you like to send people? Like, is it usually like your cheat sheet and then it goes into a tripwire? Like, is that the sequence you use?
Yeah, so I in my funnel, it goes from cheat sheet to tripwire right away, $17 to $47 offer. But then the email backend is a 5-day email sequence. It's a soap opera sequence, taking them through, takes them through, hey, here's the free cheat sheet. And then the 5-day sequence is a classic soap opera sequence that ends with me offering Stupid Simple Client Acquisition, one of my courses, for $497. So on the back end, just make sure that it's all automated. I just whipped up a quick soap opera sequence. You can get an outline for it online. And yeah, just at the end, give them another offer. If you think it will really help them, give them another offer.
So is it like, going over their false beliefs in the soap opera kind of, and then, or objections, or is it just your story pretty much?
So it's your story, obviously overcoming objections at the same time. Day 4 is testimonials, putting those in there and results that you've produced for your students. And then day 5 is like the final call to action. I can't remember what all 5 days are. I think it's in .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. But if not, you can Google it and figure out what the 5-day sequence is. Or you can just go through my funnel and then get all
funnel hack. Yeah,
exactly.
Do you use Active Campaign?
Yes. Love ActiveCampaign. I use ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign, and I freaking love PayFunnels. So
Yeah, you told me that. I saw that.
I do not want to create a funnel for everything that I'm producing. So like I have $97 master classes as well. It's just not worth my time to create a funnel for it. So I'll create a quick invoice and PayFunnels. And PayFunnels is $10 a month if you use Sam Ovens affiliate link. So it's payfunnels.com/Sam Ovens.
What is it normally?
$30 a month.
Yeah.
But $10 a month if you use his affiliate. And then you can whip up quick invoices. It links directly to Stripe. And also you can produce reoccurring payments. So that's why I really like it. I honestly don't know how to use PayPal too well, and I don't know how to set up reoccurring payments. So with PayFunnels, you can just set up, hey, you're paying 3 months, $1,000 each month, and then it will automatically pull from that person's credit card month after month.
That is a steal, bro. So did you use this for your agency as well? PayFunnels or no? You said you use like FreshBooks.
No, I use FreshBooks.
Okay. Is there a reason why you don't use PayFunnels, or?
I didn't know PayFunnels when I started my agency.
But you would if you.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Super freaking simple to use.
Okay, and the reason is because like, so like you pretty much market through your content, and then you just have like links to pay pretty much. So you don't want to send them to a landing page, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. So I create a Facebook post in my Facebook group that essentially works as a landing page. So I have the value stack in there. I have asking questions that provoke pain points. And then I have a call to action to comment down below if they want to be a part of the masterclass. And I tell them directly in the post, hey, it's $97. So if they comment, they're fairly interested. And then I'll reach out to them in Messenger after they've commented and say, hey, here's a invoice if you'd like to be part of the masterclass. And I send it over to them via Messenger.
All right, I'm stealing that hack, dude. What's up? We got a live from someone. I don't know who it is. Hashtag live. If you're on live, give me hashtag live, hashtag replay if you're on replay. What are you obsessed with right now, dude? Like as far as like whether it's a strategy tactic, something you're learning, or like, what is just like on Andrew Kroeze's mind right now? And it's Kroeze, right? I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want people to see it wrong.
Kroeze, you got it. It's tough. Nobody fucking knows how to say it. But I think what I'm really focused on is creating systems and creating methodologies and learning more methodologies such as structures and all that good stuff. One thing that I've just been implementing over and over and over into all of my programs, any new product that I'm coming out with, and we went over this when you were in Miami, the 3 Ps, the signature process for the 3 Ps. So number 1 is the problem. Number 2 is the promise. Number 3 is the process. So the problem, you want to understand your ideal client's problem really freaking well. And it's when you have a Facebook group where a bunch of your ideal client is at, all you have to do is ask them, hey, what's your number 1 problem when it comes to blank, whatever you're teaching? And then you get feedback from them. You get their tribal language. You pull that out. And you really, really identify the problem that they're experiencing. And I have a worksheet for this in my Authority Accelerator program. And then you have the promise. So you want them to know where they will go when they're working with you. So you should set up your programs to be, if you're doing a done with you service, it might be month to month, but they should know what they're getting month after month after month. So in the first month, we're going to set up your podcast. In the second month, we're going to start, line up your interviews and all that stuff. In the third month, we're going to start monetizing. So be very specific with what the end goal is for that time, that allotted time. So what I do for my coaching programs, usually it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 90 days, right? And at the end of those 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 90 days, there is a promise involved. So for my Authority Accelerator program, the promise is we will get 2,000 people into your Facebook group in 90 days and also monetize it to 10K per month at least. We have some students that are doing 20, 30, 40K out of their Facebook group at the end of the 90 days. So having that promise set up. So you have the problem, you know your ideal client's problem really well, and you have the promise, you have their goal, where they ultimately want to go. So when you have that on a sales call or in a funnel, you're able to pull out their problems and you're able to tell them where to go. Now they need some clarity around how that's going to happen. So you come up with your process, which is 5 to 7 steps of how you're going to take them from the problem to the promise. For Authority Accelerator, I have the salvation method. So Salva is systems, audience, launch, validate, and automate. So that's what we do for their Facebook group. We systematize everything first. So we set up their profile, set up their Facebook group, all that good stuff, their website, their bot. We systematize all that. And then we grow their audience through different methods. And then we launch their first product to get some cash flow in. And then we validate that product with their audience and make some tweaks. And then we automate the whole process. So we come up with a content calendar, a launch calendar to make sure everything is seamless from those 90 days out. So then they know, okay, now I can see how I'm moving from zero audience and not making any money online to the promise, which is getting them to an audience of 2,000 people and making at least $10,000 from their products online. And that is just from the salvation method, the process that I'm taking them through. So yeah, coming up with those methodologies and learning as many as possible and just the foundation of how everything works. That's really what I'm focused on. It's really fun learning about.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And like Stephen Larson's been telling me this. Yo, what's up, Justin? Justin Saunders.
Yeah.
Says, look at these two goons. We're goons, dude. Are you going to 10X Con, by the way, Andrew?
I am not.
What are you doing?
I know.
Me and Justin are going to be there. It's to be a bunch of ClickFunnels people there too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the beginning of February, like February 1st, I think, or to 3rd. Yeah, Stephen Larson used to tell me, or he still says that like 80% is like a framework, is like a system. Mm-hmm. And then like you only get creative after you just got to follow the framework system and then, you know, get creative a little bit in the system or in the framework.
Yeah.
So for your Authority Accelerator, like that's all like pre-qualification. You don't just take anybody for that, right?
No, not at all. I have to hop on a call with them first to qualify them. And then I take them in after that. If I only take on people into that program that I know that I can get them to the promise. If I have any feeling of like, oh, this guy's not that good in this area, or this girl, oh, she's not that good at that, I usually don't take them on.
Yeah, you can't bring them salvation.
Yeah.
So, bang. That's not gonna call like, hey, dude, I can't like salvate you or
that word. What?
Oh gosh,
corny.
sorry. I know you like reading books, bro. Because I remember when I used to go to your place when you were in Miami, you had books everywhere. Like they were all open. You had notebooks. You were taking notes. So like, what are you currently into? What are you reading?
So I read a crap ton of books when I was going through caffeine withdrawal because I couldn't do anything else. So I was just
like a stress reliever, I guess. Probably.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my consuming time. Now I'm kind of more into producing. I have my energy back, and I'm more focused on building out these programs, building out my webinar, focusing on my Facebook group, all that good stuff. But probably
it's those whiteboards in Jeff's office, dude. They're so big. It's just you plan the next 50 years of your life on that thing.
Exactly, bro. They're awesome. Like just you look like an authority if you're just an asshole with a whiteboard. Like just have that freaking whiteboard. It's so awesome.
Wall, not a board. So
yeah, it was a whole wall. But probably the best book that I read was The Great Work of Your Life by Stephen Cope. I think I gave that to you.
Yeah, I have it like in my room. I've been reading the first few chapters of it right now.
It's really incredible, especially if you're trying to figure out your why, what your purpose is, what ultimately fulfills you, all that good stuff. Essentially, what they call your dharma, because he takes a lot from the Bhagavad Gita, and it's somewhat of a spiritual text. But yeah, that changed a lot on how I viewed my work, and what I ultimately value. And I actually found that I really, really value friendships and having an in-person community and having a friends group. And over the past year, I've just been traveling so much. I think that has been weighing on me, that I didn't have that friends group around me at all times. And it's really, since I was in Miami for a little bit and hanging out with you guys, like that really fulfills me. That lights me up, being around the friends that I love hanging out with and care about. And that's something that I really felt was pulling me over the past year, where I didn't feel like I had that sense of community, in-person community. So it was a really cool book to read, and I think everybody should read it. They'll figure out a lot about themselves. So
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of strange, like how fast like life changes. Like, how long has this process been for you? Like a 2 years, 1 year?
Year and a half, dude.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is insane. Like, that's such a small percentage of your total life. What do you feel like? So I feel like, and I was just talking about Josh. I was talking to Josh Forty like a night or two ago about this, like how there's going to be a big economic meltdown. We don't know when, but that's going to change a lot of the stuff in our space specifically, like the core sellers and like what do you see like your brand becoming, and like what you talk about, what you do, and like in the totality of things, not just like what's your why? I guess what's your dharma? Is it like to like build communities and like in-person communities and such, like whatever that is, events or?
Yeah, I'm definitely still working that out. So
great work of your life, dude.
Exactly. You're always like, I am always trying to improve myself day after day, getting 1% better day after day. And a lot of that started with removing things from my life. So removing alcohol from my life, removing friends that just weren't on a path that I wanted to be on, removing caffeine from my life. And I think when you peel back these layers, these things that are distracting you, you start to learn more about yourself. When you start implementing good habits, when you start eating better, when you start meditating, you become closer and closer to yourself. But it's a fucking process, and everybody knows that it's so hard to go from the situation that you're currently at, and then watching people on impact theory that are just making millions and billions of dollars and be like, oh, I want to be there now. But they went through decades and decades of change, from removing things in their life and implementing new things, that it's just a constant work. So I would say my dharma right now is to just keep improving myself, because I would say 90 days, I'm a whole new person. I look back at my last 90 days, I'm like, holy crap, I am so much happier. My business is in such a better position, all that good stuff. And you take steps back every once in a while. So like when I removed caffeine from my diet, like I had to take a step back, but ultimately it was like a slingshot. I had to bring it back so I could be propelled forward. So yeah, ultimately you don't need to know what your grand end goal is, but as long as you're on the journey of improving yourself and improving other people's lives, then ultimately I think you get to a destination where you are happy with your life at the end of the day. And when you're in that retirement home and you're like, holy crap, I did so much stuff and I helped so many people. I think that's the ultimate fulfillment, is just being able to look back and just be in awe of what you have ultimately done.
Yeah, you're gonna be on a retirement island, dude, not a retirement home.
Exactly. That's fulfillment. Living the rest of your days on an island.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that would be like if I can end life in Hawaii, dude, on like just the mountaintop, like with waterfalls,
or on the moon.
on the moon. I'm gonna be buried in the moon, guys. Calling it. Bop, bop, bop. So I'm actually kind of not happy that this has been this probably interviews I've had the least amount of questions, which isn't cool because Andrew's probably been like my favorite guest so far.
What?
This is lame, guys. It's probably because it's not on my personal profile. We got a hashtag live from Alex Garza, dude.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? If you guys have any questions, drop it on here while we kind of wrap up. Let's pick my mood up here with your questions. Because Andrew's here for a reason, and that's he's already over delivered, dude. And this is going to be really good for the podcast, by the way. Andy says the worst thing is not death, it's not living. True. So yeah, dude, you have anything else you want to share? I know you got this Black Friday thing that you just did. Like anything you want to promote, floor is yours, bro. I just got commission on anything.
If people are interested, I do have a Black Friday sale that is ending at midnight tonight. It's 10 of my Messenger bot templates that I usually sell between $47 and $97. You get all 10 for the price of one, $97. So if you guys want that, hashtag bots down below. If you're running an agency, it's just great to have these bots at hand that you can upsell for $500, $1,000, $1,500. Plenty of my students are doing it. If you want those, hashtag bots down below. We have gym bot, we have real estate bot, we have a spa bot, med spa, car wash, personal brand bot, and there are 4 others, chiropractor, dentist, all that good stuff. So if you guys want access to all 10, hashtag bot down below, and I'll send you over the link. But yeah, I think it's one of the best deals that I've ever made, because I am I'm not focused on my bot agency anymore, so I don't really give a crap about giving away these bots on the super cheap. So if you guys want them, the sale ends at midnight. So hashtag bot down below. I'll get it over to you.
Oh, Leslie, hashtag bot. Yeah, I mean, you'll probably fulfill this for my podcast, right? If people message. Yeah. Okay, boom.
Sure, I'll get you over the link so you can put it in there.
Anywhere else you want people to follow you, like stay in touch with you? Is it like best through like Facebook personal profile, your Facebook group, or where's that?
Yeah, join my Facebook group. I'm dropping more and more content on how to grow your Facebook group. There's a lot of good agency information in there as well. I've interviewed so many, probably over 40 6-figure and 7-figure agency owners in there that just drop so much freaking knowledge. And what I like to do in my interview, which Daxie, you did really well, is pull out their process and ask those questions where you get the interviewee in the position where they're like, oh, I don't know if I should share this information, which you did, Daxie. So good stuff. Plenty of those interviews in there.
Yeah, I did it selfishly, just so you know.
I love it. That's how you should do it, and everybody gets value. Yeah, if you want to join that group, hashtag group down below, and I'll get that over to you. And also, I know there are a bunch of podcasters in here. Growing a Facebook group alongside your podcast is gold. Like what Daxie's doing here. What, you're doing an interview in your Facebook group, we're getting live questions, all that good stuff, and then you're just going to rip the audio file and put it in the podcast?
Correcto.
Am I not supposed to tell anybody that?
No. That's what I teach you in my course, dude. That's one of the modules on how to like grow and like hype your podcast. And then you're also, when I launch it, I'm going to send you an email and it's going to have all these templates for you to share to your Facebook or your Instagram, whatever. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So grow a Facebook group alongside your podcast. You'll get more podcast listeners from organically growing your Facebook group, and you'll get more you'll get more people in your group from your podcast.
Also, what I'm teaching as well in the course, so you guys who are in podcasting, if you do get organic people to join your Facebook group just from suggested, if you make your email sequence like your soap opera sequence, like you promote your podcast in it as well. So you have the topic of the soap opera, and then you have a podcast episode relating to each one. You're going to grow your podcast a lot that way and get a lot of subscribers. So it's like all angles.
Nice.
Boom. So
awesome.
Yeah, you got some hashtag bots, dude. You got 2. So there you go.
Woo-hoo. Hey, hashtag groups. Nobody wants my group, my free group.
Oh, what was that? Groups for what? Hashtag groups for what?
Hashtag groups for, I'll send over the link to my group.
Okay, I'll do it, dude. Hashtag groups. Even though I'm in it.
Love it. Thanks,
All right.
bro.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. If you made it this far, thank Andrew for being here, and reach out to him if you have any questions. We're gonna wrap up, dude. You can stay on, and then we'll just like chat for a bit. Peace out, guys.
See you guys. Thanks for being here.